President Biden is praising House Democrats for passing House Resolution 1, the election reform bill known as the For the People Act.
While a top priority for the administration, not one House Republican supported it, and the measure's fate remains uncertain in the Senate. CBN News Capitol Hill correspondent Abigail Robertson has been tracking its progress. Abigail, if Republicans agree election reform is needed, then why don't any of them support this bill?
Well, John, as is often the case, while they agree that this is needed, they have very different views of what that looks like. And in the case of HR1, Republicans argue that this would lead to a federal government takeover of our elections.
The worst thing in the world that can happen is for the federal government to nationalize our election system. And part of what's in here is universal mail-in ballots to everyone on the voter registration files. What a disaster. We know those files are probably 10% inaccurate. So we're going to have millions of illegal voters receive live ballots.
HR1, containing some 800 pages, calls for a nationalized system that mandates early voting and same-day registration, while outlawing voter ID requirements, allowing ballot harvesting, and making Election Day a public holiday.
We wave flags in honor of our democracy, but this legislation is there to protect the right to vote, to remove obstacles of participation.
Democrats argue the bill fights voter suppression.
It guarantees that every American that has a legal right to vote can vote. Number two, that every legally cast ballot is counted.
But Republicans believe the Constitution says states should run their own elections and see HR1 as a recipe for voter fraud.
This bill makes elections less trustworthy, not more. And trust is everything. When people can see the faults in the process, whether it's ballots at the wrong house or careless verification processes, they believe people are cheating. You can't just dismiss that. We have to fix it.
In a statement, President Biden praised House Democrats for passing the bill he says will rein in outrageous gerrymandering and empower the Justice Department to crack down on laws that curtail voting rights along racial lines.
And even with President Biden's support, the bill faces an uphill battle in the Senate where it needs at least 60 votes to overcome a filibuster. John, Jenna?
All right, we'll see if that happens. Abigail Robertson, thank you.